My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arakir Galadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the Kingdom of Dale, in what is a Total War sub-modded game, in that there were no preset alliances or enemies, or wars rather. We have done pretty well, and we have fought on and taken down the dwarves till they are down to virtually no provinces remaining, and we will move to mop them up, which is what we are doing at the moment. But before we go any further, allow me to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. As I suggested in the Dole Amroth video, this video is uploaded on Christmas Day, certainly for me anyway. Time differences might make it vary for each of you, but I do wish you all the very best of Christmases, or season's greetings, I believe the Americans say, so as to not offend non-Christians. But let's be honest, I am a devout atheist, and yet I can still enjoy Christmas Day. You can just look past the religious side of it. So Merry Christmas indeed is what I shall stay with. Right, let's continue on then. So our army under King Bane is moving out to crush the Dwarven capital and take the final useful city of Miraron, which is just over here. In 2.0 you will note a stark difference to the lands of Northeast Ravanian, and indeed there is a nice hill range over here. There's a plateau and a plateau over there with hills all about them. And I also plan, as a request of Lord of Links, I haven't done it yet, but I plan to do it, the Iron Hills are going to be extended out a little bit more to be more of a hill range rather than just this odd sausage-like feature protruding out of the ground. They're going to be more mountainous, but it's going to use every ounce of my... it is going to test every ounce of my skill. Because whilst mapping is actually fairly simple and it's all done with just colours, so the heights file, which governs all the various heights around the map, the highest a point of land can be is denoted by pure white colouring, 255, 255, 255, for example, on an RGB scale. And absolute ground zero, which is interesting to note, is lower than sea level in this game, is absolute black, 0000. Or it's, well, it does merge with sea level perfectly on the map, but there's a slight difference in how the sea is actually generated. But anyway, that's by the by. And depending on the colour gradient that you use going throughout, you get the different layers of hill. So when you look at this on the map heights example, for example, it's a large patch of bright white colouring, and then it goes off in shades of grey as it goes down to the flatlands either side. So to create hill ranges is a paint job, really. Although I don't use paint, I've always and will always use GIMP, the free version of Photoshop.
Orders. By your command.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
What are we doing with you,
This
Brand?
tower will
Just
keep
building
victory
towers.
over the lands.
Haven't I got an army coming down for Alanin as well? We've got some boats somewhere. Or did that army go and die? It went and died, didn't it, when we lost our head? No, there it is.
Ships ready.
Yeah, I thought so.
Ships ready. Taking the troops ashore.
Boom.
Yes, my lord.
Didn't expect us back so quickly, did you, you orc
engage.
bastards?
We shall prevail.
Oh no, our relations with the Shadow of Mirkwood have gone even poorer.
Yes, sir.
Oh well. I should also say, for those of you that haven't watched the Dole Amroth video, or if indeed you don't watch the Dole Amroth video, I've recently changed the setup I have, and the microphone is now on its own arm connected to the desk, and it curls up and over my speaker and round, and it's just above my keyboard now. Because I changed my desk setup so that it was comfortable for me, as I'm fairly tall, and the desk was quite short. So I've adjusted it all, and so now the microphone is on this independent stand, like an arm, a boom arm, although boom is a sound thing, but I'm not really sure the word. So it may mean that the keyboard is slightly louder than it used to be, and for that I apologise. But this way doesn't hurt, so
Your orders, my lord.
I shall carry on with it.
With honor.
Ah,
As
and we
you
find
command,
Miraron.
We shall prevail.
With no general. So their faction leader is somewhere else.
March to exhaustion, continuing.
They can
later.
retrain. That's never good. That is never good. However, with the new positioning, it does mean that my hand is now naturally aligned with the keyboard, whereas before it used to be a little quite low, but now it just sits on it quite nicely, so that's always good. End the turn. Something I've yet to say, but I will go ahead and say, is I am probably not going to carry on with the Techless campaign for Warhammer 2. I am going to carry on with the Empire campaign, and there's only one more episode of the Heroes of Might and Magic campaign left anyway, so that's by the by. That will come to a close this soon anyway. But the techless one I am going to do away with. And what I have spoken of for a while, I've always toyed with the idea, and some people have suggested and agreed with the toying of the idea, is I think I might fire up Shogun 2 and see how that goes. I've always wanted to branch out a little bit from DaC, just so that I don't burn myself out on DaC content. And having 2 dedicated DaC videos a week I think is fine. Obviously the developer diaries will fit in every now and then. And I spoke in the Dole Amroth video about a unique developer diary explaining what we plan to do before we release version 2 and a rough idea of when we hope to release version 2.
Your orders, my lord.
And that will come soon. But I wanted to branch away from DaC into other games as well, just to see how they fly, really, how people take to them. And so that is the aim. Do we want the army in the city, or do we want the army outside and sent to reinforce? Outside and sent to reinforce, because we are pretty soon going to get quite a nice army. So we'll let them besiege Esgaroth, and then we'll come to assist. They really, really, really don't like us having Esgaroth. They are quite keen on getting it for themselves. In terms of modding as well, as has been discussed and agreed and toyed with many a time, or as has been discussed for a short while actually, Grasgard no longer has so many resources, and it is now a considerably poor settlement. Whereas at the moment it's earning 1,723 with no economic buildings at all except the first tier of farm. At 1,700, that's a bit too much. So I removed basically all of the resources, and it now earns a pittance. But the roads have been reinstated, so a kind of a playoff for how weak it is now. It's gotten roads again. Right, here's the dilemma. If we take Moriron, the Dwarven last stand will kick in. Almost certainly.
Approaching quietly. Approaching quietly.
Oh, all of these regions have new names as well now, by the way. It's a lot of change up here in the northeast. A lot of change. Do we want to actually attack one of these? How long are you going to hold out for? 4 turns.
Your orders, my lord.
Don't waste our army. Moriron, on the other hand, I say we go for it. I say we just do it. We've got to fight their last stand. We know it's coming. Let's just crack on with it and get it done. But in order to minimise our losses here, we'll fight this one ourselves.
We march into battle.
Now my head is actually a little bit out of DaC because I recorded the Dole Amroth video this morning, the one that went up on Saturday. It's still Saturday now as I record this, only the entire day has now passed. So I recorded the Dole Amroth video at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it's now 9:15 in the evening for me. And I have, in that time between between recording and now, I had some lunch, and I watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so that was 20 minutes. And I had a bath, about 30 minutes or so. So about an hour's taken out. But the other 8 hours have been taken up solely by Age of Wonders 3. I've been absolutely addicted to it at the moment. And I'm so close to completing the first Elven Court campaign. And my head at the moment is thinking of that. But I did need a break, and this was a perfect opportunity to do that. So I have done so. But if you are also Age of Wonders fans, then do speak up. Tips are always welcome, but I found at the moment, apologies to those of you that aren't, as I'm talking about something completely unrelated, but I found at the moment in the later stages of the campaign that if I just pool all of my leaders into one army, they become absolutely unstoppable, and it's a bit cheesy, really. It's almost cheating, but it works, so I've done it. Vidisith, I think we'll take you as well because of your ability to replenish your troops. And pull everyone else out. I'm not going to bother with the ladders. Oh, actually, let's send the javelins up on the ladders. Man the ladders! Where are the enemy? They are on the walls, indeed. Archers, just go for it. Completely clear your quivers. Get those guys running. Dalesmen, go up with the other Dalesmen. Right, so there are some axe throwers who are mounting the walls. There are some warriors down on the floor there, and there are some warriors coming in on the left. The axe throwers, though, as I say, do look like they are going to stop and hold the walls. But our laddermen have arrived. They're going to get absolutely butchered alive.
battering ram is in place. It'll not be long before our enemy's defenses fall.
Let's go off of ×6. We're losing troops unnecessarily. Alright, you guys go up instead.
The ladders are now... The battering ram has done its work.
Javelin's getting some throws off. Dalesman through the middle and send up Vidasith. There's arrows whistling overhead. It's a proper battle. 36% of the enemy has already died. My goodness. Our Dalesmen get to the walls and start claiming there, I should hope. Our pike wall comes through. Supporting the Dalesmen, who are getting massacred.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
I don't think, however, the dwarves will enjoy
Vidasith.
Vidasith.
The enemy's walls.
Although, look, they have died. They have entirely been killed. Those ones have done very well. The axe throwers are down to 13, but those dwarven warriors over there slew all of our units. That's awful. But now they're just standing there and they're taking it. Alright, if they're winning, let's get the billman up. They are throwing some javelins, but just not very many. Just run past them, there's only 8 of them. Get the billmen in there as well, they have armor piercing. In we go, let's just push for the square then if the dwarves are just going to hold the walls. Men of Dale, it is time! Oh, look at that, it's a water tower. I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. How can you be dying? Are you all through? Yeah. Get Vidasith through. Off he goes, leaving only the Dalesmen, who are getting torn to pieces.
The enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight. Our men are in command of the castle.
There we are. I thought that might trigger them. Get the Dalesmen out. You're just getting shot. We don't want you to get shot. Pikes down. They're coming in a line. You just have to hold them back for 3 minutes, pikemen. Who can we use? Oh, you guys. Come in from behind. Always send generals. They always... they auto-replenish. Doesn't matter how many you lose, then. With nobody to man the walls, we sail through without any trouble. Here they come. Spear and shield in hand. The dwarves.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory
Surely shaken by the fact that they're now surrounded. 6 men go down in the initial strike. The pikemen are now allowed to move forward and their ranks close up. More pikes fall down across the line as we slowly close in on the dwarves. Only a minute more and these dwarves will be saved. Lay down your weapons, dwarves. We don't wish to kill you. United, our nations would rise in glory. But unfortunately, I can't risk leaving you behind my line because eventually you'll break an alliance with me and attack me because of what I've done. And I just can't really risk that, so... we'll go for speed now. It's over anyway. 362 of our men fell, but they're all militia, so it's alright. Adrian von Ziegler just reminding us that victory is accompanied by a wonderful song. Apologies if you can hear my cup refilling. Oh, it's going to brim over. No, it didn't. Perfect. Miraron falls.
Glory, honor, victory. My
And
lord,
now the dwarves
our
will get their
courage
last
and
stand.
honor have conquered.
For they have but 2 regions left. Which means we are going to need to run our army away now. So,
Your
Brand,
orders, my
you keep
lord.
knocking around building towers,
With
and then we'll keep
honour.
you over here. Vidasith, you can stay over here. Oh, what did Dogaldor do? We haven't ended turn, have we?
My lord. I shall continue tomorrow.
Alright, here we go. Fingers crossed. Now, I'm fairly certain the last stand spawns near Erebor. And which is why this is just a tactical nightmare, but I'm too haphazard, I'm too laissez-faire to really bother about sending an army and preparing for the last stand. It might do some damage. It probably will do some damage. But there's just as much chance that it will attack Erebor as there is that it will come back to its heartland and defend the 2 remaining regions it has. Although Erebor is a very pretty prize, and the AI do have a tendency to try and retake their capital more than anything else. But I could also see them just running over to the east and just dawdling around the hills over there. It didn't go. Enidwife and Bree are at war. The message didn't
My
pop.
lord. Approaching quietly. Approaching.
Scar doesn't have anyone in it either. Jesus, so what's happened with their...
I'd welcome a trial by arms to end it.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
But they only have 2 regions. They only have Skarn and Bur Sagath, or Bur, whatever it's called. So why didn't it kick in? Did the dwarves not get a last? No, everyone gets a last stand. I'm at a loss. I don't know what the answer to this is. Oh, and Dogaldor did not attack us. That's interesting. Well, they're just retraining for... Oh, look at the army we're getting as well.
My lord. Yes.
Use those forts. We got a fair bit of money, actually. We can... definitely get roads in there, whatever happens. And then you can get a Mason's Hall as well. Bergram, you upgraded, didn't you? Get a Mason's Hall for now. You've already got a building. Talathang. Masons as well. It's always good to get the Masons. It does pay quite nicely for itself in time. Anything we really want here? I mean, I'd take the roads, but shouldn't really be worrying about that kind of stuff at the moment. Some sort of retraining? I don't know what that is. Oh, no, that'll be because of a guild somewhere, won't it? Don't worry about that. Mason's Lodge there as well. How much money are we making? 7,000! Goodness gracious! When did we go to start making 7,000? We were bankrupt only a few turns ago. Well, again, no need to leave. We might as well just press on. I'm really tempted to divide the armies and send them half and half and crush the dwarves in one go so that hopefully the last stand wouldn't kick in. And tell you what, I am going to do that. So, we'll try and divide you as equally as possible.
My lord. Your will, my lord. Yes.
One of each of them.
My lord. As you wish.
One of each of them.
Joining forces, my lord.
One of them.
Order.
One of them.
Merging
One of them
armies,
each.
my
Take
Your
Bane
orders,
into that
my
side. One of those
Assembly.
each.
Yes, my lord.
Take into that
lord.
side.
Combining.
Your orders, my... Yes, my lord.
I think we'll leave behind the swordmen, so you take those ones and you take those ones. Now, Vidasith, you're going to link up with Brand, I think.
Honor.
Oh, what can you recruit?
This
No, you
town
can't
will
recruit
be
anything because they
vigil
cost
over
too
the
much.
lands.
It's Dralin
My
I'm a
lord
little
Ford.
concerned about,
Yes,
really.
my lord.
Yes. Making camp here.
Right, Bane,
This
you're
tower
off to
will
Skarn.
keep vigil over the land.
Yes, my
Vidasith,
lord.
you're off to Bursagat,
We
which
can
is
go
around
no
there
further,
somewhere.
my lord.
Now, Brand,
Your
you are
orders,
going to
my
join
lord.
with them and go with them, and hopefully we can
Making
crush them in
camp
one
here.
go. Oh, I'll tell you what, you might... There you go, look, you've got reinforcements.
By your
Take those with them
command.
as well. We've got the money, no need not to. No point not to, sorry. Oh, Christmas, what a time. Christmas is good for me, not just because Christmas is a nice day, but also because our offices, my offices where I work, are closed for the week between now and next weekend. So I get a 10-day total holiday. Well, it's only 6 days off of work, but 4 days of the weekends added in. I get a 10-day holiday, and today is day 1. Although it is coming to a close, which is a shame. Although I say it's coming to a close, it's 9:30 at the moment. I will probably stay up till about 2 in the morning, so I've still got a good 5 hours ahead of me. 4.5, in fact. It depends. It depends if I can hold on. Dralin did not come for us.
my lord.
With honor, we shall continue tomorrow, my lord. As you...
Your orders, my lord.
Yes. This tower will keep...
Your orders, my
Vidicid,
lord.
can you go a bit further? No, you can't.
Yes, my lord.
Freeland and Dunland have allied, no surprises
Your
there.
orders, my lord.
Well, we can't... You need to get there about the same time that they get to Gath, so...
Yes.
I might have to
We
ask you
shall
to hold
continue
for a bit.
tomorrow.
Who else is in there?
Approaching
Stonefoot Warriors! Oh, cool. The Oricani are going to be part of the last stand of the dwarves.
Approaching quietly.
Let's see if he can go over and find the one we need over there. Yeah, Dralin, if he actually bothered to do something, could probably take any of these 3 towns, to be honest. We haven't got enough guards in any of them. So let's just hastily recruit some militia so that we can at least throw something at him. Oh, hastily, or just normal troops. Yes, please. Hold on, why would you get those when you can get real archers? Get quite a nice army from there. Kiragathol built its grain exchange and can get a trading post. Ah, but we've got a lot of money, and you're a huge city, so you can build a lot of things. So getting them all to be cheaper for the long run is a very wise idea. Elanin has but 2 turns remaining. Azurgrom. What's your name? Asgrom. He's moving to defend them, though. Let's see if Dralin bothers to do anything, or if we can try and take out the dwarves. We can test my theory. If we can destroy the dwarves quicker... If we can destroy them in the same turn, then I don't think their last stand will trigger. Ah, and there's their king. I knew he was around here somewhere. Oh, he's on his own. Please say you can retreat. No.
We'll make camp here.
There's no... We could skirmish him for a while, but we're never going to win. I'm not very good at skirmishing either, but... Look at that. He lost 5 dwarves. We lost 244. But that's okay. I thought he had a little bit more, but he was actually just on his own. No matter how strong a general is, they're not all that fearless when they're standing completely on their own, because you can focus everything on them. But also, if he is the last... No, I think Dralin would become the king if we killed Glowin. Glowin.
Hiding from the enemy.
Lindenkind. No, thank you. Dale go to Mason's Hall. Can't do anything else here, though. Is Dale a particularly big province? No, it's not very big at all. Oh, in fact, it's absolutely minute. The realm of Dale is just this small bit here. Likewise, the Long Lake is just that tiny little bit there. 2 very small regions. It's just whether or not we go with them. No, I think as well. Let's try and get cheaper buildings. Ah, you're building your roads. Excellent. That'll give you a huge boost to your income. Can't build anything there. We'll leave the queues as they are for now. Dunland and the Misty Mountains are at war. Woodland Realm and Anduin are allies. And Mordor and Dol Amroth have allied. It's going to be one of those turns.
Yes, my lord.
I look forward.
Now, we could easily kill Glowin
Lord,
if we
my
get
lord.
Brand involved.
Yes, my lord.
With honor.
You hide in those trees in preparation.
Approaching quietly.
I think it's there in those trees.
Your orders, my lord. Yes.
He's never going to attack that army.
Assembling a
They will
mighty
utterly
force.
crush him. You guys just head north,
By
be
your
part of the
command.
makeshift army that
Go
we're
no
mopping up
further
to.
today.
Don't bother with them then. And we'll wait and we'll take the bulk of that out in case we have to deal with Dralin. Or we'll just see what we'll worry about. That army might still be needed. We just have to wait and see. I don't think Gloin will attack us. Oh, but the Vale of Dorwinion are here. Did we just lose, or did they just run away? That was probably a really bad idea, because now we're trapped in his engagement range. It's going to take even longer. Ah, Dogaldor are going to fight us, so the Dwarven fate will likely be postponed for a brief while as we deal with this orc horde. Fools. It's taken us a bit of time to get Dale off the ground, but we're now in a position where we can throw troops away and not have to worry as much. Urch, said Legolas, falling into his own tongue. Start deployment. Who are we going to use? Oh no, hold on. We're being attacked from 2 locations, and we are going to therefore be sort of front and back. He attacked us from there, and we were sieging south. So his allies are going to come in from over there. So we could pull down to here, but it's just a bit of a flat plain, really, isn't it? Or we could just rush the guy that's attacking us. Neither of these armies are very big. So that is what we will do. You guys are just going to walk straight at the units that are coming in. Cavalry will support you. Archers will stand ready for the reinforcements.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Perfect, as expected. Right, there's the main line that we're moving in on. Guys go up there. Get the cavalry out over there. And the reinforcements is only 3 armies. It's pitiful. Get the archers up over there.
We are here to protect our lands.
Ravanian Godrots.
Get your spears into them. Archers,
Archers!
rise up, men of Dale. Men of Dale, it is time.
These swordmen have been upgraded, as you can see. They have the sort of Hobbit-inspired look, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. The enemy appears to be trying to flank around a bit. Well, I'm sitting slightly further away from my computer than normal, and my Bluetooth headset is blinking in and out. Get a flank on those. Cavalry, there's some stalkers there to deal with. Oh, but the archers are just going to run away. Cavalry will deal with this, with all the archers then.
Very much in our
Right,
favor.
our own
Victory
archers.
will be ours.
Is the enemy just walking straight towards you? Yeah, sort of. Pull into a nice wide line like that. The Orc Maulers are utterly surrounded. As our cavalry mops up the archers. Mirkwood Hunters led on by the turned Easterlings who fall in the charge. And the Hunters are dead. Go for the archers. One of our own archers. They are in position. The enemy will soon be within range.
Be watchful. Only half the enemy force remains.
You can take those archers down in melee, surely. Go out and come back in. Ah, there we are. Perfect catch. The enemy is dead in the centre, and our archers are now firing freely and without care into the enemy. Get our cavalry up here.
The enemy general lies dead.
What have we lost? Oh, we've lost about 10% though.
Archers, behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Oh, I can see our cavalry riding across on the hillside. Getting into position. You guys go over there. As a group, just hit those buggers. Cavalry have hit the archers.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Perfect. Get you guys out. Men of Dale, it is time! Let's get the cavalry into the back of those and get a rout going on there. I've been reliably informed that if you hold a group of archers, if you select more than one archer unit and you tell them to attack a target, rather than actually attack the target you set, that group will then consider to have been told to fire at will. So what you actually have to do, unfortunately, is select each individual archer and tell him to attack the target you want to attack. And then they will do what you tell them to. But that does explain so much. This is over. The archers will kill those off. Their archers will run soon enough, I should have thought.
Behold how our cowardly foe run.
It's over. 125 men died and the cavalry took 165 down. Of course they did, you blinding. Look at that. What countryside. I can attest to the fact that both England and New Zealand do indeed look like that. In certain places. I suppose everywhere that's in that kind of strip, I don't know which one is horizontal and which one is vertical, but between latitude or longitude X and X, anything in a horizontal line with New Zealand on the southern hemisphere and a horizontal line with England on the northern hemisphere would have that kind of terrain, I would have thought. But then there's more to the climate than just where you lie on the face of the earth. Isn't there?
Glorious victory! A most noble conquest.
Oh, thank you very much. I consider myself quite noble, so that falls in line rather nicely. Right, let's see what's actually happened then. Dunland expands. Ah, no, we didn't get trapped. Brilliant. And there's Bersagath, which will take one turn to take. That one is only a village, however.
Yes, my lord.
Ah, then you know what the problem... No, we're going to have to attack the Dwarven village and attack it.
Your orders, my lord.
Ah, but then there's one thing here that's going to put this completely out of our hands. Oh, and he died, you bastard. You're my only hope. Burmarlinge. We've got enough to get a port. Christ, we really are making money. Bergram. Nothing really there. Erebor. The Mason's Guildhouse will take 5,005 coins. It's nice, though, that the Mason's buildings make themselves cheaper. So, obviously, that one gives an 18% cost reduction. So, that is 18% cheaper than it should really be. 6,500, 5,005. That's always nice, isn't it? That is what I want, really. So, we'll hold off for the moment on queuing up other buildings.
Yes.
Drarlin's still just set to do nothing. Problem I have here is I can easily move there and siege that city. But if the dwarves rise up in their turn and fight me, then I will obviously win and the city will be mine in the end turn, which means that then when the turn triggers, they'll consider to have been down to one settlement and their last stand might kick in. So what I was rather hoping to do is siege that, build one unit of siege equipment, hope they don't attack us, which is what we're going to have to do.
We shall prevail.
And then on our turn, we can attack Bersagath, kill them off, and then we can attack Skarn, sorry, in the same turn, therefore. Theodemir died. You are not worthy, Theodemir. But we've now got Alanin again.
Your orders, my lord.
Lindenkind has been successful.
There is no glory in hiding like this, my lord.
What can you recruit? Oh, the whole Ravanian roster's available there.
Yes,
Dorwinians seem to be doing very well. They've got quite a few armies roaming around. One should hope so anyway. They're no longer at war with Rune because we're in a little group alliance now. Or we're not in an alliance, but... and they're throwing everything at Mirkwood now that I'm basically taking the dwarves out.
Your orders, my
See, I could also move in and siege the Dwarven village, but then what if that one rises up and that one doesn't? Then we're in exactly the same problem. So I think this is how we're going to have to go for it. This is also how I'm going to leave it. So I do hope you've enjoyed watching this. I hope you're just as intrigued as I am, as if we can try and not trigger the Last Stand army. Only fate will tell. But we have got an army in Erebor. It's not very good, but it's enough. Well, it's not enough. The army that spawns will be amazing, and we will get massacred. Here we go. Anywho, thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. And until we speak again, dear friends, I'm off to play Age of Wonders 3, and Navarne den Perimad Melonin, and farewell.